So there are there's 10 points that I'm going to go through with you today. Okay. And so these are the 10 things that you're going to do every time you set a listing appointment. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to go through these with you right now. Number one, and we'll probably have to role play this a couple times, but I want you to go through the upfront listing agreement script as soon as the prospect says, yeah, Joshua, we'd love to meet with you, or whatever. As soon as you set the appointment, I want you to then transition immediately, if you can, on that call to say, great. I just have a couple more questions before I let you go to make sure that I'm prepared for our appointment, and then jump right into the script. Now, if for some reason they're like, hey, I got to go, then you can do that call later in the day, certainly before the appointment.
Yeah.
But have you ever used the upfront listing agreement script yet?
Yeah. I mean, I've been using it for the past two or 3 weeks, maybe. And I'm, doing exactly what you're doing. If I can get on that first call, I will. But if I can sense they want to get off the phone, then when I call to confirm the appointment, I say, hey, real quick before I come over, got a couple questions for you.
Now, which of the 10 questions on that script, and then we're not going to go too deep, but I'm just curious, how does that part of the call go? Are you having any troubles with that? Or do you find that through that, you actually strengthen the appointment?
Yeah, I've never had any problems with it. On my end, I feel like I could deliver it more conversationally instead of it feels like an interview. Just like question after question after question. If I could make it more conversational, that'd be better. But yeah, I haven't had any kind of resistance.
Good, man. That's great.
Yeah.
So just remember to frame up each part, right? So like, as an example, when you ask like how much they owe on the mortgage, just to say, all right, now Joshua, so one of the things I'm going to work on is the seller net sheet. So when we meet, I'm going to walk you through how all the numbers break down. And so as far as the mortgage payoff goes, what do you owe roughly on the mortgage so I can use that in the analysis? So same question on the script, framing it so there's a WIFM, what's in it for the client, right? And making it a lot more conversational. So that's number one. So I'm glad you're doing that. Number two, we're then going to, after we hang up the phone, okay? So part one is all right after the appointment's set, okay? Part two is you're going to email the prospect. And in that email, you're going to send them a copy of your resume, link to the interactive CMA, the calendar invitation, okay? And then you're also going to set the prospect up on an MLS seller email with the active pendings and solds. Are you already doing those things?
I'll send them the resume. I'll send them my resume, and then on top of that, I'm starting to send comps. And that's it, really.
All right. So let's make sure you get the calendar invitation in there. I want you to follow this verbatim, right?
Okay.
So we'll send them a copy of, because that should be the last thing that you say on the phone before you hang the phone up. So Bob, here's what's going to happen next. When I hang up the phone, I'm going to send you an email. Of course, the prospect's name is Bob, right? Always.
Yeah, Bob and Sue.
Bob and Sue. So Bob, when I hang up the phone, here's what's going to happen next. You're going to get an email from me. It's going to have a copy of my resume. I'm going to send you a link to the pricing analysis that I'm going to walk you and Sue through when I see you Thursday afternoon. Okay. I'll also send you a calendar invitation. That way it's on my calendar, it's on your calendar, and so that we don't miss our appointment together. Now, Bob, can you do me a favor and review the email before our meeting Thursday? That is a tie down. You need to gain agreement around that question.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, all I've been asking was, I'm going to email you my listing plan of action. Could you review that prior to this meeting? And then I just send them the resume, and that's it. So.
Yep. Go through all three, A, B, and C on line item number 2 here. You can take a screenshot of this, Joshua, if you want.
Yeah, actually. Here.
Yeah, grab a screenshot.
Okay.
So on number 2, we want to do all 3 of these things. And then before you, as you're sending the email, what I always do is, while you're in the computer anyways, is set them up. Line number D is setting them up on that active pending and sold search through the MLS. Activate that right away so they also get that email.
Okay,
cool. Number 3 is then you're going to text them a video. Okay, this is all after setting the appointment. Okay, Hey, Bob, great talking to you. I just sent you an email. I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to earn your business Thursday afternoon. That's the script, verbatim. Okay. It's shot right on the phone, and we're going to text it right through the phone. Any questions on that?
No, that's pretty straightforward.
All right, beautiful. Number 4, we're then going to add the prospect on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and or LinkedIn.
Okay.
These are the 4 things that we do after we set a listing appointment. Okay. The idea is we want to pre-sell the appointment. We want the listing appointment to be fairly simple when you get there. Go through the CMA, go through how your process works, and open up the contract after you go through the numbers, right? We want them to be pre-sold on Joshua before they even meet Joshua. These are the 10 things that lead you to that path, okay?
Yeah.
Now, next, 5 and 6 is all leading up to the appointment. So today's Tuesday. So if you set an appointment for Thursday or Friday, leading up to the appointment, this is how we get your kept ratio up. Number 5 is I want you to engage with their last social media post.
Okay.
So it could have been months ago. That's okay. They're still going to get notification that Joshua Rebu liked their post or commented on their post. And then what I want them to do, obviously, is then look on your social media. That's a whole thing coming. We've got to up your game on there on your real estate sales social media strategy. We got to up the game on that.
Dude, I know it's bad.
Yeah, that's all right. Because the thing is, we've got to get you sending out the weekly video emails through BombBomb. Okay. It is so powerful. And before the end of today's call, I'm going to show you an example, one of mine. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6, then what I like to do is either the day before or the morning of. I don't know why my computer keeps jumping around like that. The day of the appointment, sorry to bounce this around on you. I want you to text the prospect something specific about the MLS email that you sent. So pop into your MLS, open up the email that you sent them, and just text them something specific, like about one of the listings, about one of the comps, about one of the pendings, anything to reference the email, because I want them to go look at it. And I want it to be designed in a way that piques their curiosity. So you'd pop open the email, you'd see something interesting. Don't spend a lot of time on this, but just something interesting. And text it to them to say, Bob, did you notice the new home that just hit the market this morning? Bob, did you notice that the home that just accepted an offer, the pending one on Main Street, they got an offer within 2 days of hitting the market? And then whatever you reference, the second part is then I'll discuss how this impacts the sale of your home when I see you tonight, when I see you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. So when you discuss that, that's just you going over all the comps, right?
That's right.
Okay, cool.
Yep. It's just another top of mind. It's a mini lead follow-up strategy to increase your kept appointment ratio.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now this is the day of the appointment. All right. I don't know why the hell is that doing that. So some of these you probably don't have right now. Number 7, I want you to show up early to the appointment. Okay. And the reason I want you to show up early is because of number 8. I cannot tell you how valuable this is. So when you drive around the neighborhood, you want to search for any of the listings that are potentially on your CMA. Make sure you have them on your CMA. There's nothing more embarrassing than they reference a new listing in the neighborhood and you don't even know about it. It's not even on your CMA. Has that ever happened to you?
More than I'd like to admit, where they're like, yeah, my neighbor actually just sold. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that.
It's the worst.
Yeah. Right.
So we've got to get there early. And if you have time, maybe you do it the day before, but at least get there early so you can drive around and say, damn, dude, I don't have that one. Let me pull that up on my phone real quick. Add that manually to my CMA. You write it in on your CMA.
Okay.
Right. And or any new construction or anything worth mentioning at the listing appointment, right? Maybe they have a school in the neighborhood. Maybe they have a park in the neighborhood. Dude, maybe they live around a huge factory that's going to smash their saleability, right? Maybe they live in an area where there's a huge um, uh, waste, a dump, right?
Yeah.
So an agent that we work with lives across the street from like the city dump. Like the neighborhood's beautiful, dude. They're $500,000 houses, but you smell shit all day. Like it's the worst.
Okay.
So this is why you show up early.
Okay, cool.
You're running suit and tie every presentation without exception, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, beautiful. And then you're going to bring the company branded folder, copy of your CMA, resume, net sheet, contracts, and then new listing intake form.
Okay.
All right. So you probably do A through E, but you probably don't have F. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't. I believe Jen had posted something in the group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you need to have all of letter F. You need to have all of those inside your intake forms. Okay.
Okay.
So just create them. They're simple. We post them in the group. You can take them. But you want to, when you take a new listing, just like when you're a new patient at the dentist, they make you fill out all that info. This is one of those. So any questions on the 10 steps after you set a listing appointment?
I mean, is it to the prospect, is it not going to seem a little bit like too much? If they're constantly getting notifications, hey, this guy just texted you and he followed you on social media and he's liking your posts, it's not too much?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you work with a client, let me ask you a different way. If you ended up working with a client, would you think it would be too much?
Well, no, I mean, at that point we're in a transaction, they'd want me to communicate, all the time.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I want you to assume you're their agent.
Okay.
This is a big key to this business, dude. Like that confidence is what people are looking for. They just don't know how to articulate it.
Okay.
Because this shows them like, it's so funny you bring this up. So many agents get scared with like lead follow-up and being and behaving this way. This is so impressive to people. You're never going to lose by doing too much. You've already lost for not doing enough. Already in your short career, you've been in this business for 15 minutes. You have stories and pages of failures of not doing enough. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
So
right,
go ahead. So if we're gonna err, let's err on the side of too much. The first time, and I want you to make me a promise.
Okay.
I know you just turned 20, or you're about to turn 20. You already had your birthday? You already had your birthday.
Yeah, I did.
So you're 20. I want you to make me a promise. The first time you have a prospect tell me it's too much, then we'll talk about backing off. Until then, you do not back off. Is that a deal?
Yeah, that's a deal.
I have yet to have that occur.
Okay.
But I can give you tons of examples of me losing opportunities because I don't do enough. And so could you.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's funny that agents always ask that question. Like, Brandon, don't you think it's always like that mindset of like worrying about losing something we don't even have? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
But we're never worried about not doing enough to lose something we don't have. We never ask that question. So change the way you look at that, because all of these things we just went through is going to help you pre-sell the listing. I want you to go there. Once you do this and you experience this one time where they walk in and it's a lay down, you've never had one of those yet. You will. When you walk in, it's like, yeah, we're ready to go, man. We love everything you're doing. You're gonna be like, wow, okay, that's how it should be.
Yeah. At that listing appointment for the one that I thought I had, it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
And I went into it not thinking I'd get the listing. I was like, over the phone, they didn't seem super motivated or whatever. And something I started doing is I bring a lockbox on all of my listing appointments and just set it down on the table. And I don't know, it just worked. I felt like a completely different person because I was so confident.
Yeah. Well, and remember all the principles you're learning. I know you're learning a lot, but when the new Joshua that you're creating doesn't even listen to that stuff over the phone. He's like, I know when I get face to face, it's going to be completely different. I hear the prospect, but like when I get there, it's going to be game on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me real quick about the so any questions on the kind of the pre-listing process?
No, I don't think so.
All right, beautiful. I mean, I'm telling you, this is going to help because of the amount of listing appointments you're setting. This is going to increase our conversion. Okay.
Okay.
So really quick, update me on that opportunity you have with the woman and her brother.
It seems like it's gone because the only opportunity, I mean, the only point of contact I have is with that lady.
Right.
Her brother and her husband are the decision makers, even though it's her property. Just that's how their culture is.
Yeah.
And she texted me today that they've decided that they're going to go with an agent. That the brother and father contacted. I mean, her brother and her husband contacted, found the agent that's offering the lowest commission. So I called her and like, I would hate to see them, pick an agent that's not going to negotiate for them, that's just going to charge them the lowest commission, not get the highest price for their home. She's like, trust me, I totally understand, but I don't want to fight with them. I'm like, is there any way I could get in contact with them? She's like, no, I can't give you their numbers. So
here's one last thing I'd have you do.
Okay.
So this is why you would want to have a bomb. Okay. Is you can put you can make a video for them, right? And you can essentially put your listing presentation in video and send it to her. So I would do that, whether you get bomb or not. I would try to one last ditch effort to do some type of video presentation, go through your resume, have it on a shared screen. Are you on Mac?
No, I am on Windows.
Oh gosh, I'm just kidding.
Dude.
We already had that conversation. So do you have like Camtasia, a screen capture tech?
Yep, I do.
Yeah. So just run a screen capture going through your resume. At least try to send that to her. Number one, you can get it recorded, which is beautiful because you can start sending that out to people, right? It's like a pre-listing presentation video. It's really cool. That's what I would try with her. Just say, hey, as a last ditch effort, I want to show you my commitment to try to earn your business. Can you at least send this to your brother and your husband? Because you got nothing to lose at this time.
Yeah, right.
So the last thing I want to show you real quick today, though, was like, so these are like my FSBO campaigns I send to people, and I'll show you what they look like. I posted in our group today. Let me pull up the email. So they have. Let me show you what we're gonna be making. What you're gonna be making here soon. So did you see this that I posted on there yet or not yet?
Saw you posted it, but I don't think I watched it.
All right, let me just show you. Let's see if it's still in my inbox. I can just pull it open and show you what it looks like. All right. So prospect gets the email like this, right? So you've seen a bomb video that's playing in the inbox. Have you seen that before?
No, I haven't, honestly. No.
Oh, dude. So this is in my inbox, right? So This is how engaging it is. Look at it. It looks like I'm talking. They haven't even clicked on anything.
I thought there was a link they'd have to click or.
No, dude.
Okay.
So once they open the email, now they're in the email. So check this out before I hit the play on the video. So you could create these templates in BombBomb, right? All branded to you. But all these are clickable links to my website, to my email, my phone number, all my social. And then they can download the FSBO backup plan right from the email. So they click that in there, boom, it's right in here. Right?
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, this is all automated, right? So this is the email you send out. And then I've got this. You can watch this later, but I have a sequence of emails I send out to the for sale by owner. I hit start in BombBomb and it sends them out once a week for 8 weeks automatically, all pre-recorded, all ready to rumble. And I walk them through every step of the backup plan.
Okay. Awesome.
That's just going to up your game. Like once we get more things like this, we're just iterating, we're putting more and more into your business. It's just all going to help increase conversion. That's what they're all meant to do.
Right. And, that's something I wanted to talk to you about is getting all of those, the follow-up systems in place, emails, video, whatever it is. And then also getting systems set up for new listings when those come in. And then past clients.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so getting all that set up over time is something I need some help on.
So, all right, beautiful. So go through those one more time. You want a new listing process.
Yeah, new listing, following up with past clients.
Yeah.
And then follow up for FSBOs, absentees, whatever it is. Getting all of those follow-up systems as automated as possible.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So Yeah. All right. So that's what we're going to work on. I think you, I mean, if it fits in, I don't know exactly how much bomb is. It might be, I don't know. You got to just look into it this week. It'd be great.
Okay.
If you can get it, get it. Let's talk about it. But we've got to be able to send a weekly email, like to everybody in the database. It's going to be vital to the business long term. And once you've built in some consistency, it'll blow your mind what happens when you start making these videos. Well, you're seeing what's happening on YouTube for your other stuff, right?
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
the
I mean,
same thing happens, man, on the real estate sales side, because here's the thing. There's a lot less competition in video marketing with realtors than there is to realtors. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
to buyers and sellers, I'm saying. Like in your market, Omaha, Nebraska, there's probably not thousands of agents doing video content.
No, I mean, there's maybe 10.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can dominate and you know how to do it. You understand content marketing better than most. So that's going to be a thing I really want to work on with you here very, very soon.
Okay. One last question I had for you
Yeah, yeah.
was, when I do get buyers off of a listing, now I won't have time to be running around buyers to showings and everything. And I know you're talking about getting a showing agent on the coaching call. Is that something I would do right away once I start getting buyers off these listings, or do I
I would,
refer to another agent? But I don't want
yeah.
one
If
referral.
I would prefer in the beginning, Josh, for you, I would prefer that you sell them a house if you can.
Okay.
Just the highest, like if you talk to one and they're super motivated, certainly if they want to see your listing, you take that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Right. And then but if you meet them and they're super highly motivated, you get them to are you working with a lender?
I have a couple lenders, that I've talked to and everything, but I'm not working with a whole lot of buyers right now. So
Yeah. So well, I mean, if a highly super motivated buyer, you got to be working with them right now. For your first year, you got to handle it all.
okay.
And it's going to be a lot, I mean, but look at how much more efficient you become. You know what I mean? Like 4 months ago, you were talking to one person a day,
Yeah.
and so now you're doing so much more. It's just you're going to continue to get more and more efficient. Really, I want you to be able to do 20, 30 deals, 40 deals, probably 25 to 35 deals a year on your own before you start to even think about any leverage.
Okay. Wow.
And the first leveraging point, quite frankly, is going to be on the administrative side, because I want you to stay as close to the revenue for as long as possible.
Okay.
Once we get to that point and you've got administrative help, you'll be freed up. You'll be fine. You can do buyers and sellers. And then step 2 will be leveraging out of buyers.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So should I be prospecting for buyers right now? I mean, buying those kind of leads, or should I just take buyers if they come my way?
Yeah. I mean, or do you have any buyer lead generation going on right now? No. Yeah. So no, you don't.
Coming up from listings.
Yeah. All this, if it coming off sign calls off your listings, that's where you're going to get that's between you and I, and now everybody on YouTube, that's the best buyer lead on earth. Actually, the best buyer lead on earth, just so you know, is a seller who has to buy.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to get most of your buyer. Those are the buyers you're going to work with, right? The second best buyer then is the buyer who reaches out to you on your specific listing. This is why you don't ever have to buy buyer leads. This is why everybody that's buying buyer leads totally has it backwards. They all want the best buyer leads, but the best buyer leads are sellers, the ones that have to buy a house because you got a contract on their house.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
This is how in the future, you can go to lenders and get them to pay for a lot of your marketing, because lenders have it wrong too. They're going to agents, helping them buy buyer leads off the internet. They should help agents get listings, because if they help agents get listings, then in return, they get the best buyers, right? All makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So all that's to come for you. That's what's so exciting about your career right now.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited.
Good. So yeah, so I've got some notes for what we're going to be doing moving forward. Any other questions you have right now?
Not really questions. I'm leaving at the end of the month on the 30th. I'll be back July 5th.
Perfect.
That's about a week. And then I'm aiming to get 2 listings this month. So we got 2 or 3 more weeks left. So
yeah, that's
get
good.
going on the next call.
I love it.